Merchandising, merchandising. Go to teespring.com and make sure you get you a good t-shirt. It's where the real money's made on YouTube, not on the AdSense or all the Patreons. We need you to go and buy a shirt. That way we're no longer poor.
Hey guys, welcome to the show. I'm Manny.
I'm Terrence.
And here are the goods. It's been a while.
Yes, it actually has. I mean, as far as the channel goes, I mean, there's stuff that's out there, but it's been a while back together.
As far as the podcast in the boom boom room,
yes,
it has been a while. And sometimes, you know, we go probably about 2 weeks, you know, because we got stuff to do. This one was a month. This is almost a month since we have done the podcast. I
took a trip. I came back. I was like burnt out. Y'all lucky I got videos, to be honest, because my mind was like completely burnt out.
You got sick?
Yeah, I got sick. I didn't want to do anything for a while, and then, lo and behold, from under the sun, a young fresh face walked out.
A young fresh faced kid came out,
and he decided to get back into editing. I actually bought a new computer, so it kind of helped get me back into the mode to get back to getting you guys out some content.
Yeah. Sorry about the OnlyFans news, but we'll do that on WTF.
Yeah, we'll definitely. I wrote notes for that. We will definitely touch on that one.
All right. Well, speaking of touching, all right. No, Free Guy, #1 at the box office for the second week in a row. 18 mil, 77 million worldwide so far.
Which is unsuspected. You said 18 mil total?
18 mil for week 2, yes.
Oh, for week 2. How much was total?
Total 77.
Surprising. Seeing how bad Suicide Squad did, I was thinking that this film probably wasn't going to perform well, or they were going to have super low expectations for it. I was figuring maybe if we got like 30 million out of the weekend, we'll call it somewhat of a win. Maybe they covered the Randall's salary.
I want to say maybe 26 first weekend, something like that.
Okay. I mean, look, that's way better than most movies have been for me. Well, one of the great things about this is that it didn't stream anywhere. Right. So I actually had to go see this movie.
This was delayed. This was delayed several times as well, because this was actually supposed to be released last year.
So that is the key to it. Don't stream it, and it will actually make some money.
Yeah, and okay, so part 2 is already in development.
Of course. Though I expected a little bit better out of this film. I didn't hate this movie. I actually rather enjoyed it, but I expected a little bit. It was a little bit too much of Ready Player One.
And I was going to say exactly the same thing. But you have to admit, though, for an original idea, an original concept, new characters, brand new characters, you know, obviously the cameos were awesome. But when you have that, like, as from an original standpoint, it's pretty freaking impressive.
No, it was a really good movie. I just thought they were going to play more on the non-playable character aspect and what their life was like. But they really just, from the jump, just kind of branched out with him just understanding or trying to, like, become a player, and then it became Ready Player One to me, and it didn't really become more about the NPC aspect of it, which is what I thought it was going to be more.
So
about.
part 2's got to be Grand Theft Free Guy. All right.
Oh, I feel like there was a lot of that in this.
All right, #2 was Paw Patrol with 13 million.
Kids movies. There was nothing else in the theater.
Yeah,
of course that's gonna make some money.
It was on Paramount Plus, so that even
and it still made some money.
it still made #2. So Paramount Plus, but it did well in 3,184 theaters. Is that crazy?
I feel like Paw Patrol should have went straight to video. So the fact that it even made it to that many theaters is impressive to me. Anyway,
yeah, tell me
that many theaters was like, you know what? We need Paw Patrol in here this weekend.
Let's get some Paw Patrol. #3 was Jungle Cruise, 6.2 million, 164 worldwide. The Rock can do no wrong.
Oh man, see, I still haven't seen this movie because it doesn't interest me.
Yeah, actually, you're right.
There's nothing about this movie that makes me want to go see it.
It looks fun.
I mean, it looks fun.
But there's just something about. Maybe it's just his character design. Maybe it's just the weird clothes he wears. I don't know.
He looks like Bluto.
He does, right? He looks like when Sweet Pea grew up.
Yeah, there you go. Or he looks like
Wimpy.
He looks like
he wants a burger. He'll buy you a burger, but you got to pay for it.
I'll pay you back on Tuesday.
Exactly.
Or he looks like the multiracial skipper from Gilligan's Island.
Yeah. Yes. He needs the blue shirt. All right. He
needs the blue shirt. There you go.
All right. #4 was Don't Breathe 2, 5 million, 27 worldwide. Not bad considering.
Not bad. This is a fairly low budget film.
Exactly.
Anyway.
Not bad. Not considering the budget. Not bad.
I mean, they have like one set. It was just the house. That was literally it.
Pretty
much.
It
was one house, one old house, and then another old abandoned building. That was literally their whole sets. everybody else was basically relatively unknown. I felt like maybe he was gonna get a trilogy out of it, and then spoiler alert. At the end.
I did not know that, so thank you. I haven't even seen the first Don't Breathe.
Oh, then what does it matter now?
Well, I guess so. Jeez.
You know he made it, so you already got to spoil it. You know he made it to the second one because it's the second
Well, you know what? To be honest with you, I understand that they would, if they did kill him off, is that because he's got all these avatars to do.
Yeah, he's like,
he's got
no time
2,
to be doing
3, 4, and 5.
3.
I think there's 5 avatars he has to do. Like, man, Stephen Lang, like, look, man, just kill me, bro, because I ain't got no time. I'm gonna be up Pandora, you know.
I gotta do all these panties.
Be hanging out with freaking Zoe Saldana. Yeah. All right, so the last one, rounding out the top 5, is Respect. Jennifer Hudson as Aretha Franklin.
Oh yeah,
and I
just saw the trailer for that yesterday. I didn't even know that.
I gotta tell you something right now, man. I did a walk down on that, and she is phenomenal as Aretha Franklin.
Yeah, she's an amazing singer, so that was a great cast for her.
Absolutely, it was a great cast. And Marlon Wayans, bro. If he have to see it. If Marlon Wayans does not get a freaking Golden Globe, at least a Golden Globe nomination, there's something wrong.
You get Golden Globe for a movie? I thought it was just for TV.
No, you can get it for a movie.
Okay.
Golden Globes, really?
Yeah.
Remember The Martian was a comedy, but it wasn't a comedy? Remember that one?
Yes,
all right.
Very much.
All right, Bomb. Okay, well, first of all, The Suicide Squad got thrown out of the top 5 into number 6.
Okay.
With 3.4, 140 worldwide.
Can't believe that happened. This is literally the Suicide Squad is basically going to go down in history as the new Dredd.
No, because there will be another Suicide Squad. There ain't gonna be another Dredd.
I don't think there will be.
They need to make Dredd 2 like immediately.
If you think about the fact that how less, well, it wasn't a bomb financially for the first one, but it didn't make what they wanted to make out of it. But Harley Quinn was a bomb, even though people still like the film, but financially it was a bomb. And now this one with James Gunn, this one financially is a bomb because they streamed it. And that's really what it is. I am now on board with everybody from all the movie stars. They're talking about how much money they're losing and the studio's talking about, look, stop streaming the films because you guys are not making any money when you stream the films.
Obviously you have this thing with Scarlett Johansson suing Disney for Black Widow, and Black Widow is
streamed it
by far the most, I want to say it was the most pirated movie in like recent years.
And I was a big proponent of saying like stream it and release it in theaters. You know what? I'm backpedaling on it because you ain't making no money in the theaters anymore.
But at the same time, I mean the Delta variant has given a really strong blow to the movie industry again. Yes. Now it's not as catastrophic as the first one was because we were completely shut down, and this time around they're not shutting down, and hopefully we don't have to, but it has struck a blow there, so it's still going to affect business moving forward. So we'll see how that goes.
I think what we need to do is we need to treat it like we treat the music industry now. It's like they no longer base their your platinum status, your gold status, and stuff like that based on actual physical copy sales. They look at what your streams are, and I think we really need to start adding streams into how well a movie performs. So they're gonna really have to start releasing that, so we can stop saying that these films are financially bombs when they're making a lot more money with the streaming.
Oh yeah.
We need to start either counting like the VOD stuff and what they're actually making, or based on the number of time a film has been watched, because that's how they do it right now with music. The number of times something's been played when you pay for a subscription for something. So the number of times this movie's been streamed on that particular app, so that way we can count that together and say, hey, this movie was a financial success, as opposed to just looking at box office and what actual physical person in a seat came out to come see this film. And I was like, they really need to redo it, and we need to kind of go back across the board and re-look at, because a lot of films are going to get killed, or a lot of franchises are going to get killed because they're only looking at box office ticket sales, and that's not how they're going to make their money off these films.
You're absolutely right. And when you're looking at certain platforms that are not charging any kind of premium access to get these titles, like an extra $30 like they did for Cruella and Jungle Cruise and Black Widow, you actually have you have that on your side because you do have that extra $30. Okay, cool. Then that'll also contribute to the total of whatever the movie's making. Right. But when you have something like the Suicide Squad, or The Conjuring or whatever, everything that's come out so far, Mortal Kombat, everything that's come out on HBO Max, they got it for free.
Right.
So now you're gonna have to look at how many more subscribers did you get for that particular title. Godzilla vs. Kong is a perfect example because the subscriptions for HBO Max went up completely for Godzilla vs. Kong, and then again for Mortal Kombat in May. So
I mean, do you think Drake sells like a million physical copies anymore? No, they stream it and they count his streams. There's like, hey, did Drake go platinum? Yeah, he went platinum. He didn't go platinum off physical sales. He went platinum off of streams.
Right.
And we really need to start looking at it. It's like, hey, this film did so much in the in actual physical theaters, but it was streamed 100 million times on the first day. So that shows you how well that movie's received, and look at it that way, because behind the scenes licensing deals and subscription fees, they're making a lot of money on it. They're just not telling us about it. That's the crazy part about it. They're not telling us about it, and they're making us think that these films suck because they're not doing high numbers in the theaters anymore.
Yeah, absolutely right. I agree 100%. Okay, so bomb of the week.
Okay, I wasn't bomb of the week?
No. Bomb of the
week?
week.
A lot of talking about non-bomb of the week.
Bomb of the week was The Protege. Have you seen the trailer?
Oh god, I did not want to see it. The action looked lamer than Atomic Blonde.
It looked okay.
The action looked lamer than Atomic Blonde.
Yeah, but you just wanted that for Charlize.
I mean, I did, and I went to go see Atomic Blonde for that. This girl, I mean, she wasn't enough to get me in the theater, but really, when I saw the first 2 times I saw the trailer for this was in the theater. And each time I said, it doesn't look exciting. It looks boring. And they tried to use Samuel L. Jackson to sell this movie, even though they give it away that he dies at the beginning of the movie. So now I really don't want to see the movie because he's not even in the movie. He's only in the movie at the very beginning.
Spiral anybody.
Yeah.
All right.
He's only in the movie for the very beginning to give her motivation to kill everybody throughout the rest. And I love Michael Keaton, but Michael Keaton ain't enough by himself to get me to come out to come see this film.
Unless he's Batman.
All
right. So I thought Maggie, okay, because I saw a little bit of this too. All right, Maggie's fantastic. I think Maggie Q was fantastic. I think she did, she did really good in her action scenes. A lot like Bridget Fonda in Point of No Return.
It seemed a lot like, it seemed like this was maybe a spiritual sequel to Point of No Return.
Okay, so you got,
or to
Haywire,
or not
Long Kiss Goodnight.
Long Kiss Goodnight. That's the other one.
Yeah,
especially because of the whole Samuel Jackson.
Exactly.
Long Kiss Goodnight. That was the vibe I got out of this. It's like, is this a sequel to Long Kiss Goodnight?
And that's what I was gonna say, was the story does not seem like it's very strong.
Yeah.
The action sequences, okay, it might be a little bit,
I mean, I felt like I could tell everything that was going on from the trailer itself. It was like, okay, they're together, they're hitman. He's gonna die. She knows who kills him. This is her revenge story. He has like this. They tell you every beat in the movie. It was like, I got this little thing for her, but I know I gotta kill her, and they're gonna kind of go back and forth until she eventually kills him at the end. I got it. I feel like I seen.
So Haywire.
Yeah, I feel like I've seen this movie already. I get it.
Yeah, Haywire.
I get it. You might as well have called it Long Kiss Goodnight 2. I might have really been more interested to go see it.
Or, well, also,
The Return, they don't use 2 anymore.
The talent really does seem wasted. You said Samuel L. Jackson, Michael Keaton. Yeah, those talents, they were better when they were together in Jackie Brown.
Oh. Maybe this is Jackie Brown too.
All right, so what's next, you ask?
Yes.
Well, if you say it 5 times, that's your ass, because it's Candyman.
Here's another film where I feel like the trailer has already given me too much to where, like, I feel like there's not going to be any surprise out of it. So I wish they had, since they pushed it back this far, and I know it was originally scheduled to come out around Halloween, you might as well just push this to Halloween.
They're not. It's August 27th.
Yeah, but this was come out Halloween like last year, but I was like, you might as well just pushed it to like the end of September.
You honestly believe that they're going to put, that Jordan Peele's going to want to put Candyman against Halloween Kills? It wouldn't last. It wouldn't even freaking do. It
so Halloween Kills comes out when?
I want to say October 19th. I think.
There you go, dude. You put it out like at the end of September. You give yourself 3 weeks. You make your money in 3 weeks, dude. You just talked about how the fact that Suicide Squad was gone out of the top 5 in 2 weeks. If you make your money in 3 weeks, we move on. You'll make twice as much money in those 2 weeks than he's gonna make right now, because I don't feel like, because of the delays, the hype is gone, and it's not coming out at the right time. It's a month too soon.
Okay, so this is a new take on it. Now, you already saw what changing the origin did to Snake Eyes.
Because it's coming out at the beginning of September, right? or is it coming out next week?
Candyman comes out on the 27th.
That's stupid.
Okay. All right. So this is a new take on the classic horror story that was written by Clive Barker. The original came out in '92, starring Tony Todd and Virginia Madsen. Tony Todd is set to reprise his role as Candyman. But hold on,
I didn't think he was.
if it's the same, if he's reprising his role as a Candyman, and based on the trailer, his complete origin is completely different.
Yeah.
It's completely different. He is not a slave. He has not freaking had his hand chopped off and all that stuff.
They've just made
None of that.
he's just Bloody Mary now.
In this one, yes, because in this one, the urban legend is that he was giving, candy to kids and they were with razor blades in it.
Yeah.
That's not Candyman. Candyman
Nope.
was a slave. Now, if he's a descendant to Candyman, the person that did that, that's different.
They need
but
to-
they better address that, or else it's
They
gonna
need
be,
to have
it's gonna piss people
shown
off.
him to me in the trailer, because all I'm basically saying is this is Nightmare on Elm Street 2.
That is a pretty good.
This is Candyman's Revenge, Candyman 2.
Candyman 2. Candyman's Revenge.
Wait, didn't they already have a Candyman 2?
So.
Yeah, they did have a Candyman 2.
So who's gonna be the? Yeah, it's Farewell to the
All right,
Flesh.
so Candyman 3, Candyman's Revenge.
They made a Candyman 3 too.
Candyman 4, Candyman's Revenge. I didn't know they made a Candyman.
So is this gonna be the gay version of Candyman? You're always saying that Freddy's Revenge is the biggest gay movie, right?
Will he be the new Scream Queen?
Yep. What's his name?
I can't remember.
The new guy. He's Black Manta.
Yeah.
Yami or Yaya? Yaya, right? Yeah, something like that.
Sure.
Okay.
Right
Put it down
there.
here on the bottom. All right, there it is. All right. So real quick before we move on, what do you want to see in this new version of the Candyman?
I want to see the old Candyman. I don't.
So you just want to see Tony Todd? That's like the
Yes.
biggest thing for you.
Exactly. It's like I don't want it to. And look, Tony Todd needs some roles. Y'all can't look. This is his franchise. It was like he got 3 films out of this. You gonna take it away from him all of a sudden? No. You give it right back to him, and then you just use it as like. I mean, I'll take the Candyman's Revenge aspect of it, but I think it still needs to be his franchise, and I think that's who we need to see on screen. He's in makeup. Who cares how old he looks now?
Okay.
He's in makeup, so just give him his thing back. Don't take it and give it to Yaya.
All right. So, you got Tony Todd returning as Candyman. There is also another return that we were really excited about. The trailer dropped, and it just freaking almost broke the internet.
Yes.
And that was to Spider-Man No Way Home.
By the way, that was the one that broke the internet. Just a few days earlier, they had released the latest trailer for the Eternals. Nobody cared. They were like, whatever. Spider-Man, yes,
Spider-Man! But I think, when you're looking at it, well, first of all, what did you think of the trailer?
Oh yeah, I love the trailer. One, I wasn't even expecting. I literally got out the shower and I turned the TV on and I was like, there's a trailer. Normally I kind of hear some rumors about it's gonna debut on certain such date or at certain such time, so I kind of get ready and I'm prepared for it. But this one kind of literally caught me off guard. And what they revealed, I thought it was gonna be very vague to what they were going in it. But when we got towards the end, which I guess when we get more full into the trailer itself, that's the part that really said, "Oh, I can't wait."
Okay, so Marvel's Inception was amazing.
Yes,
because that's all
this
that
is the
was.
second. This is the second time they've done it. So, because they did it in Doctor Strange.
They did it in Doctor Strange. That's right. And I think that
all we need is
the way you see this. The more you see this, the more you're actually going to start appreciating Benedict Cumberbatch.
Oh yeah,
because he is definitely going to be more than likely the one that takes over for Robert Downey Jr. in these next few phases, I think.
I can see that.
There are some things that kind of bothered me in it a little bit, and that was one, there's no way in hell that Doctor Strange is gonna go through all this just for that. Just to help Spider-Man.
I got you, kid.
Yeah, I don't buy that. As like serious as he was about the time stone and protecting it, and calling Tony Stark a douchebag and all this other, as serious as he took all that.
Yes.
I seriously doubt that he was gonna go. Even Wong, Wong
like,
guy, said don't do it, and he still.
By the way, Wong, it's like you're like, don't do it, and then you leave. It's like
damn those sandwiches, bro. Even he went to go get that damn sandwich again. I'm telling you.
Even as a parent,
Or he went to go get his ass whooped.
Don't do that. I'm gonna stay right here to make sure you don't do that.
Or he went to go get his ass whooped by Abomination and Shang-Chi.
Oh yeah, maybe that's the whole tie-in to it right there.
So,
but I feel like there's gonna be some underlying thing in there, because there was one shot in the trailer where it looks like Tom Holland is carrying a box, and it kind of has like the Sanctum Sanctorum's little logo on it. Their little cross thing kind of looks like a curved H, and he gets punched out of his body.
Yes,
like,
I saw that.
He wasn't gonna give it to Doctor Strange, and Doctor Strange was like, "Oh, do you know how to knock souls out of bodies? Come on," like, and just took the box from him. So I feel like there's something else behind why he wants to go ahead and do this for him and actually deal, or kind of like.
So you think there's he's got special interest in this?
Oh yeah, I feel like he definitely has special interest in it, and I feel like from what they cut from the WandaVision series where he was supposed to make an appearance, I think that's somehow going to tie to that series.
I do.
And
too.
obviously, all of this whole movie is just a setup for Doctor Strange too.
Absolutely, but this whole phase, starting with WandaVision, going to not so much Falcon and the Winter Soldier, but Loki,
Wanda,
those,
and
those
now
two,
No Way Home, and it's like it's all a setup for Doctor Strange too.
Yeah, it is, and I think that's where it's going to really get interesting. Now, obviously, let's get into the Raimi trilogy, because you got Doc Ock and the Goblin, because you have those subtleties. I mean, they give you Alfred Molina. They give you that one. Hi, Peter. That was cool to see Alfred Molina back with those
I love how
arms.
They gave him his look was a little bit more comic accurate. They gave him the jacket. They gave him the turtleneck.
They gave him the
glasses.
They gave him the bowl haircut.
Yeah, they did.
Almost.
The MCU here really trying to keep it very comic accurate. I still hate that Falcon costume, but but I really like how they evolved his costume. We did get the laugh.
You got the laugh and the grenade.
And the grenade.
From Dafoe, yeah.
It's a good thing that they didn't give us both in the same trailer. I think we need to wait on another trailer.
Right. I agree with that. I agree with that.
Though, did you see the sand effects in the trailer?
No, I did not.
Okay, there's a couple of scenes where like sand moves. One of them specifically when Tom Holland, there's lightning. By the way, there's lightning. We're going to talk about Electro in a minute. But there's a thing where like lightning's being shot at Spider-Man, and a wall of sand comes up. So it's being theorized that Sandman's in this too from Raimi.
And when you look at that one, Spider-Man 3, Thomas Hayden Church actually redeems himself.
Yeah.
So
maybe that's why he's
maybe he turns face. Maybe he's not healed no more. He turns face on this one.
But as we look at that, so I was thinking, I was like, okay, we got Doc Ock, we got Green Goblin, potentially Sandman. We're getting Electro because we keep seeing little lightning bolts everywhere. So, and we already know Jamie Foxx has already been signed for this film.
So it's the Sinister Six.
Sinister Six,
basically.
Because it's like, so that's 4. And
so we're gonna get Giamatti. We getting Giamatti as Rhino? What's up?
That would be funny. Because we never addressed it. It was ended on a cliffhanger. We never really addressed it in the Garfield one. But we also established Vulture. We established Scorpion. We established the Lizard. So they got a lot of things. And I feel like this is what Sony was like, hey, we found that Marvel helped them figure out a way to do the Sinister Six without actually doing a whack-ass Sinister Six movie, which they were going to do. They kind of gave them a way to do it, because we can, if we're going to reference villains throughout all of these iterations of Spider-Man,
these variants,
then yeah, it's like if they somehow reside in the same multiverse, boom, you got your Sinister Six, and you didn't have to give me a lame ass movie to get to it.
Yeah,
everybody's been established. Like I said, Vulture, Rhino, Lizard, Scorpion, the Shocker, Mysterio, because he can still pop back up in this film.
Oh, yes, he could.
Yeah,
because you don't even know if he's dead or not.
Yeah, we don't even know if he's dead or not. They haven't been real clear on that, except the whole police scene. But whatever.
And you do have J.K. Simmons back.
We have J.K. Simmons back, and basically he's gonna play himself in 2 different universes.
Yeah, just one with hair, one with a buzz cut, and one that's bald.
That's funny.
All right, so now let's get to to what was missing.
Okay.
Toby, Alan Garfield.
I hope they don't.
Emma Stone.
I hope they don't show them.
They're not. If they don't come out in the trailer,
I don't want them in the trailer. I want.
They need to keep it that way.
Yeah,
they need to keep it that way.
Surprise me in the movie when they show up.
Exactly.
If you want to show me Willem Dafoe as Green Goblin, if you want to show me Jamie Foxx as Electro, I'm fine with it. If you want to show me Paul Giamatti as Rhino, I'm fine with that.
Just not the 2 Spider-Man.
Yeah, just do not reveal the Spider-Man.
Okay, what about Daredevil?
I want it to be. No, I want him to show up when
You wouldn't want to see Charlie Cox come out of this.
I want him to show up when he's at the police station, because they have that scene where the files get dropped. Even though I think it's the police officers that are investigating the whole murder thing, I think when they showed the hairy arms, and the first thing I thought was Charlie Cox, because Charlie Cox has hairy arms.
All right.
But I think it's gonna be a police officer. But I want to know, he still has to deal with some type of court, some type of like criminal issue with that. So I want to see walking through the door with the cake and him barely doing a bad blind impersonation. But I want to see him come through with his red tinted glasses and sit down and he's like, I got you.
I'll take Affleck.
and he puts his hand on his chest.
Are we gonna get Affleck?
No, God, no. No.
All right. Overall,
if they did, I wouldn't be mad.
Overall, I like the trailer. There were some things that were not really believable, but like you said, there might be some context in the film that will explain everything that the trailer couldn't. Because after all, this was a teaser. Now, this was actually leaked.
This was leaked, so Marvel just said, "Forget it. I'm just gonna put it out."
Pretty much. Okay. That's what I think. I think that somebody there.
Damn it, Hydra.
Yeah. I think it was leaked, and. They released it probably about a day or two later.
Okay.
So it
I didn't even know about the leak one, and I watched stuff.
They forced their hand straight up. Whoever did it, they forced their hand.
It seemed like it came a little bit early. Oh, one last thing I wanted to talk about it, because most people were kind of thinking, and I even said it myself, is like if all the villains came into our universe. But from what I got from it, it almost kind of seemed like he was appearing in everybody else's universe. Because even when Alfred Molina says, "Hey, Peter," why would he recognize Tom Holland as Spider-Man? He would recognize.
Well, he knows that. But he knows.
But no, all he would think of is like, that's a costume.
Hold on, exactly. Well, he knows Peter Parker as Spider-Man,
but he doesn't know Tom Holland's face as Spider-Man.
Yeah, but if it's Spider-Man, he'll think.
I mean, he thinks that he just be cosplaying as Spider-Man.
Not if he's freaking swinging from building to building, and then he says, "Hi, Peter," because he knows
Dark
Spider-Man.
Knight, when they were dressed up with hockey pads.
Hockey pads.
And a Batman mask, was anybody talking about, oh, that's really Batman? They were like, no.
No, first of all, the dude that freaking played hockey pads was freaking like 300 pounds. Of course that ain't Batman. Fat Man.
Batman, his diet's got a little out of hand. But it's like, they kept showing him run and seen him take his mask off and him like shifting between the two. I guess you could say because everybody knows that he's Spider-Man, that would be one case for it. But it seemed like in the scenes where I saw him, where it didn't look like regular our universe, it seemed like he seemed out of place and was trying to find something or run away from something. Like when he's in a black costume and he's taking the mask off and he's running, it seems like he's trying to get somewhere to somebody.
Kind of like Spider-Verse.
Yeah, like it seems, except like he's the one out of place, and he's kind of shifting.
He's glitching.
Yeah, exactly. He's glitching through the universes. I think that's probably more along the lines what that's probably going to happen. I want to give a shout out to Comics Explained, because he actually brought that up, and I was like, oh yeah, that does make more sense. So it wasn't my complete theory, but I'm on board with it.
All right, awesome. Overall, I liked it. I thought it was going to be good. I can't wait for December 17th. Christmas is going to be one hell of a freaking ride.
It is. So they pushed this movie back 7 times.
Yeah, I hope not. Poor Eternals. Let's get some love to Eternals.
Oh, I heard Venom just got pushed back too.
Yes, it did.
Oh, God. Are we talking about that next?
No, we're not. We're going to talk about another return.
Okay.
We're going to talk about Eddie Murphy returning as Axel Foley.
Oh, God.
So
Don't do this, Eddie. Don't do this.
So Eddie Murphy has been on a roll lately since coming back with Dolomite Is My Name. Coming to America was a mess. I didn't like it that much, but was highly successful for Amazon, making $300 million worldwide. You want to talk about streaming, right?
Literally, kind of making money off of the back of Dolomite Is My Name. So
basically, especially since it was directed by the same person.
Yeah, so I mean, it kind of made a lot of money just based off how well that one did.
So now Netflix looks to bring back another Murphy iconic character, and that's Axel Foley. Now the directors of Bad Boys 3, which is not your favorite one, but I thought it was freaking fantastic. They're gonna direct Beverly Hills Cop 4, and obviously, Bad Boys 3 was a box office smash before COVID hit. What will it take for Beverly Hills Cop 4 to be a success?
They named it Metro 2.
Metro? I don't care what anybody says. Every time you make that freaking joke, I agree with you every freaking time. It's like Metro is Beverly Hills Cop 4.
I don't.
He's not as funny in it. He's kind of serious.
Yeah, he's got the
little twisties or whatever the hell the hair.
Foley. They were trying to do serious Axel Foley. Like, hey, I'm a little older, and I was like, I'm not so much wisecracking. And I was like, look, just call this Metro 2. Just
Okay.
call this Metro 2.
Well,
and it's like, don't call it Beverly Hills. Nothing.
So
no, not reemergence, not resurgence, not reimagination.
So what do you think it will take to make Beverly Hills Cop 4 a success? In the same line that 1 and 2 were.
They could have done it after 3.
And this is Jerry Bruckheimer.
Yeah.
By the way, so Jerry Bruckheimer
it's gonna be an
Tony Scott, obviously, rest in peace. You know, Tony Scott's not around anymore, so you know you're not gonna get that now.
I mean, Bruckheimer did The Rock, so I mean, it's like he can do an action film. That's fine. It's just that this is gonna suffer from the same thing that's where like I feel like Bad Boys 3 suffered with it. It was like it's too long. I feel like the same thing that Indiana Jones 4 suffered from. This too long, man.
Okay, first of all, let's just talk real quick. Kingdom of the Crystal Skull was actually good till the aliens showed up.
I mean,
okay, that's one, and you don't hate Indy 4.
I mean, you don't hate Indy 4.
Okay,
but
no. You what was the other one you just said? Oh, Bad Boys 3. Bad Boys 3 was good until he tried to save his son and get through all that with his son because it's his son. The minute that he was the son.
Bad Boys 3 was Gemini Man 2.
Yes, it was Gemini. Because I'm sorry, you know they killed Joey Pants. And the captain,
which was an emotional part of the film,
right. And now you're gonna forgive your son for that? No. And even if Will did out of obligation because he's his dad,
right?
Martin shouldn't. Instead, he's all crying, wanting to be his uncle. All right.
Look.
So let's go back. Hold on.
I feel like this film is it's too long, and I get it. Rocky. I mean, Sylvester Stallone did Rocky. Arnold Schwarzenegger did what's that movie? The Sixth Day, which was basically Total Recall. So I understand actors coming back. Van Damme did another Kickboxer. I understand them coming back to the franchises that made them popular, but look at all of them and they're not as well, except for Rocky. They're not really successful, and I feel like they kind of all you do now is remember that character as old.
But where do you see, because you know even before Bad Boys 3 was out, we used to joke like, man, they ain't been captain yet. They're not. Dude, it's like they're still
20-some years, and you're still a detective. Retire already.
Yeah. And then you got you have this one.
Blowing up cars.
So either Axel Foley is a lieutenant, or at least a lieutenant.
Can he be the captain? Can he be the captain yelling at? Oh, cause no.
Is he?
And if they do it, they're gonna cast somebody I'm not gonna like to try to fill.
Okay.
So that's why I said Phil can't be done.
Okay. First of all, hold on. Here's what I got. I got Peter Riegert. No, not Peter Riegert. What's his name? The guy from Mad About You. Paul Reiser.
Oh, Paul Reiser. Yeah.
Okay, I got Paul Reiser as the captain.
Okay, that's fun.
I like that.
Fun.
Okay, I got Axel Foley still being a detective.
Then they gotta
he won't freaking give it up.
I can understand why Axel Foley wouldn't have been like promoted because he kind of F's around too much, and it's like his captain even had to get on him. It's like, how much money did you cost us, and how much you lose? And I can see why he wouldn't have been promoted. I still can't understand but they destroyed stuff, so maybe that's the reason why
he moves. Like
he moves to Beverly Hills.
He moves to Beverly. He's actually a Beverly Hills cop now. That's another option. Taggart comes out of retirement, and he's the chief of police.
I can see that.
Billy Rosewood's the captain.
I can see anybody being the captain.
Because I got Bogomil not really being in this, but a small part. Because you know Rodney Cox is like in his 90s or 80s, and he's playing like folk music or something.
But in every one of the Beverly Hills Cops, like there was a personal, like, what personal connection are we gonna give to this?
Exactly, unless they kill Taggart or they kill Rosewood.
Yeah, and I'm like.
But I'm sorry, but their dynamic.
This is gonna be Bad Boys 3. I'm not gonna like it. Don't do this film.
Yeah, Surge. Would you bring back Surge?
He needs some work. Yes, put him back in this film. He needs some work.
All right.
What is it? Bronson Pinchot. He needs some work.
Yeah, no, he ain't doing no Perfect Strangers 2 anytime soon.
Oh my God, bring back Perfect Strangers.
All right, so we talked about returns.
Yes.
We've talked about possible internet breaking.
Yes.
Well, let's talk about both now, because this particular return did break the internet, did sell out a crap load of shirts in 1 hour.
Oh yeah.
And that is the return of CM Punk to professional wrestling in our Drop Kicking the Beauty segment here. So it had been.
Whoop-de-doo, Basil.
Whoop-de-doo. What does it all mean, Basil?
It had been rumored for weeks before it was made official that CM Punk was returning to AEW Rampage on Friday night in Chicago.
They've been theorizing Punk's been coming back for 7 years. I mean, his theory was the same. Was up there with how many times we theorized Stone Cold was coming back.
Stone Cold's coming back. Or Shawn Michaels was coming back. So every time the countdown went off, and then you hear, and then we'd be like, dun, 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 and it would never be Shawn Michaels, or and it would never be Stone Cold. And then we wanted Cult of Personality. That never came out. So now finally he is back.
He is finally back.
He is back. He parted from WWE in 2014. He was fired on his wedding day. He tried UFC. Obviously, that did not work out. Right. He lost in minutes, if that.
What in this thing?
He starred in a horror film, Girl on the Third Floor, which was actually nominated for Chainsaw Awards. So he got praised for his performance on that movie.
I haven't seen that. I didn't even know it.
He actually wrote a Thor comic, I want to say, that he did some of that too. So
I feel like he dabbled in a lot of different things. Obviously, he broadcast for Fox, right? Or ESPN?
He did it for Fox in affiliation with WWE.
It's like, but yeah, so he broadcast for a while. So, I mean, he dabbled in a bunch of things trying to find his way in what he wanted to do.
Well, you know what's funny is that, you know, obviously there was no, he stated that there was never in the Art of Wrestling podcast with Cole Cabana that he would never work with WWE again, but then he did that that Fox backstage that it didn't work. It just didn't work. It, you know, they didn't get the ratings they were expecting, but at the same time, you know, he wasn't the host. He wasn't going to really, they weren't going to let him put his own spin on it because, you know, he's a foul-mouthed, he freaking talks trash, and they're not going to do that. Fox is not going to do that, right? So anyway, so he made his return to Chicago this past Friday to one of the loudest pops in wrestling history. I'm thinking louder than Jericho's debut. Yeah. Louder than Hogan's when him and Rock fought in WrestleMania 18. Louder than that.
You got to think.
Okay, maybe not louder than that, but on an equal level to that, it was really loud in that United Center. You got to think too.
This was probably Chicago's first live event since the pandemic.
That's a possibility.
Yeah. So everybody was. This was probably the best amped up crowd that you could put him in front of. So yeah, I expected the pop to be very loud. I expected for everybody to truly be excited about seeing him again, especially since any wrestling universe, they were always in the sheets to kind of find out all the upcoming storylines and maybe like debuts that are going to come out. So people knew about, like, there were freaking signs in the audience, so they knew that he was showing up. They probably bought tickets to say Punk's gonna be there. Let's get our tickets. So I understand the big pop for it, and it had been 7 years, and which is kind of one of my things about him. It's like he made it seem like there was no possibility he was ever going to wrestle again. So to see him back in a wrestling ring signed with AEW was a big thing. So I definitely get it, and I understand why all the excitement and hubbub about this. And once again, whoop-de-doo, Bazoom.
He addressed the fans and explained, you know, why he stepped away. He did shots. He took shots at WWE without really saying their name. Yeah. And he was actually on point on something, so you know, it was cool. He did mention Ring of Honor. Now, let's see if you saw what I saw in this.
Okay.
He sat there and he spoke about August 13, 2005 being the day that he left professional wrestling, basically discounting his whole time at WWE.
Yeah.
Now, the way I saw it, and the way a lot of people see it, is that Vince McMahon does not consider WWE a wrestling company, even though it stands for World Wrestling Entertainment.
Well, he had to make sure that he emphasized the entertainment aspect of it, as opposed to for a while he had been trying to distance himself from the stigma of pro wrestling.
Correct. So when Punk said that he stayed away from professional wrestling, he left professional wrestling in 2005 because he went to sports entertainment.
Okay.
So he's right. And I know a lot of people were giving him shit that he discounted WWE. No, he didn't. No, he just said WWE is not professional wrestling.
I wouldn't have expected him to have a whole little rant about WWE on AEW anyway. So I wasn't looking for him to really address
He did not get like really too much into it.
Yeah, I wasn't even expecting him to really talk about that. I really wanted him to talk about like what made him come back. And for me, I feel like he's great on the mic, and I felt like he worked us, because I don't feel like he gave me enough information about like why specifically he decided to choose AEW to come back. What in his life made him decide, after he was so adamant that he was done with wrestling, what made him decide that he wanted to come back, and the simple fact he skirted the issue where he knew that some fans had problems with some of the stuff that he had said in the time that he was away, and he was like, yeah, I heard it and I get it, but I'm not going to address why you guys should still not be upset at me.
Okay, well, you know, we're recording this on Tuesday. Dynamite is tomorrow.
Right.
You know, so more than likely, I mean, who knows? Maybe he will say something. But at the same time,
I hope one of the wrestlers call him out about that. Where he has
no part of the promos. I just hope that somebody says that he's gonna knock him out like Mickey Golden.
Oh.
He addressed the talent in the AEW roster on the AEW roster.
Yeah, that's all they have. They have like tons of talent.
You got Darby Allin, who he will face at All Out, who is very similar to Punk, except he's not. I don't think he's as vocal as CM Punk. But so they are set to square off in All Out in Chicago on September 5th. So we'll see how that goes. This whole thing broke the internet. It sold the most shirts at Pro Wrestling Tees.
I hope he's getting a good license deal or like a cut of that merchandise.
Oh, he is.
Yeah.
There's a possibility that I want to say that the Guinness Book of World Records, this is the loudest crowd reaction.
Who's measuring? I mean, who's recording that?
I don't know.
Who's recording that?
So
they go back to WrestleMania 1 and figure out what the decibel level was inside.
You know, yeah, for Mr. T and Hogan. Come on.
It's like, I mean,
Piper. What's up?
How do we know?
All right. So what will his inclusion in AEW do for this brand?
Oh yeah, look, they're like their viewership is gonna jump up so much. There should see
1 million people so far.
And if they don't get a significant boost in their ratings I mean, it's gonna, I'd probably say for the first couple of months, there should be like a constant and significant boost to their ratings going forward. Eventually, everybody's gonna get used to it. It's gonna kind of die back down more or less, not to what it was to before, but it will settle. It will find its little medium ground and continue from there. Depending on how well they use him, depending on how well he still can wrestle. It's not like he's been doing shows other places and he's been keeping active. Basically, it's like he got off the couch and he said, I'm gonna come wrestle. And yes, he's been wrestling a long time, and it's like you feel like you could never lose it. But yeah, there's ring rust. There's like,
and that's what I'm worried about, because I mean he definitely got to get some reps in.
Yeah.
So we'll see how that goes.
So, but once again, he is part-time, so it's not like he's going to be doing house shows.
He is now.
It's not like he's going to the athletic center to be working out with like some people to kind of. I feel like he feels like I am good enough to just get back in and continue right where I left out.
But
from.
he
I feel like
is
his
now.
matches are going to be the first couple of matches outside of the crowd reaction. I think the performance on there is not going to be that great.
He is now what he despised in WWE, where the part-timers came in. He is now that.
All right.
So all right, let's get into some rapid fire, Brandon Lee style. All right, here we go. Rapid fire. Question number 1. Yes. 10 rings. Is the 10 rings on Shang-Chi stronger than Thor's hammer? Yes or no?
It's comics. It's toss-up. Yes, we'll just say yes. I have no fucking clue. Yes. And I'm the comics guy. I have no fucking clue.
There's this thing talking about the 10 rings is more powerful than freaking Thor's hammer.
I mean, I watched somebody destroy it in the movie, so I ain't seen nobody destroy the 10
No,
rings.
not that hammer, Alan. Thank you. All right, here we go. Next one. American Werewolf in London turns 40 this month. Is this the best werewolf movie ever, yes or no?
No.
You're freaking stupid. Are you serious? What werewolf movie is better than American Werewolf in London?
I like The Howling.
The Howling.
I like The Howling.
With the freaking little freaking Pomeranian wolf at the end.
I like The Howling. I like, what is it? What's the one with the chicks?
Ginger Snaps.
Ginger Snaps.
You like those more.
Fuck, I like Underworld.
You like those more than Werewolf in London? You are freaking crazy. You are crazy. But I'll give you this.
Sorry. They're more exciting horror, werewolf movies than American Werewolf in London.
First of all,
that movie took an hour to get to the goddamn point.
Best transformation of all time for 1. 2,
great special effects for that one transformation. There was that took an hour.
Boobs everywhere. It was amazing.
Yes, it was.
And the makeup.
I mean, you didn't say best boobs. Well, I mean, werewolf movie.
Hey, but I will give you this though: the freaking transformation, the D. Wallace Stone transformation at the end of The Howling, while the cameras are rolling, was freaking phenomenal. All right, I do like Howling too for Sybil Danning. I'll just say that. All right, Black Canary movie happening on HBO Max with Jimmy Smollett. Good or bad idea?
I mean,
nobody saw Birds of Prey.
That's what it said.
Nobody saw Birds of Prey. What do you want
for?
All right.
I mean, outside of them giving another black person a job in Hollywood, so I'll watch.
All right, here we go. John Travolta told Kevin Hart that Splash was written for him, but he let it go for Tom Hanks. Would Hanks have the same career without Splash?
Yes.
You think so?
Tom Hanks is an amazing actor. He's done plenty of great movies besides Splash.
Okay, well, first
Splash
of all,
isn't even on my list of Tom Hanks movies.
No, it's not. But Bachelor Party, without Splash, you have no Bachelor Party.
I mean,
unless Bachelor Party is the first movie.
I mean, did you watch Bosom Buddies? I feel like he could have got he could have got Bachelor Party off the back of Bosom Buddies.
He wouldn't have gotten reps though in front of the camera with John Candy, so that kind of helped too.
Okay.
Now, but I'm
Bosom Buddies still would have got.
But I'm gonna say this, right? But
Bachelor Party would have still kicked off the rest of his career.
So Daryl Hannah of Madison, like, ha ha ha. You're gonna die, I swear. You're gonna crack up, right? All right, here we go. All right, Deadpool 3 has started the writing process. Will it be the same?
They're just now writing this damn movie.
Ryan Reynolds is writing it. Will this be the same in the MCU that it was for Fox?
No, of course not.
I don't think so either.
He had a rated R. It's like this is gonna be
rated R.
PG.
So here's
this is gonna be the lightest rated R film they've ever made.
So here's what they're saying, and it's
gonna be like a side boob somewhere, and then there's
you
get one F-bomb and a side boob.
Yeah, because
like rated R.
This isn't like 70s PG. It'll be like 70s PG.
Yeah.
Where 70s PG had like tits and stuff on it.
Yes,
like Airplane. You watch Airplane and there's these big boobs right in front of the camera.
PG-13, baby, back in the 80s. I love it.
I love PG.
Bring it back. Bring it back. I was watching something. I was watching something with the kids, and they were like, "Can we watch this?" I was like, "Ah, it's PG," and it was like, "Fuck that, fuck this, fuck." I was like,
80s PG. 80s PG is better than today's rated R. I'll just say that.
It is.
All right. Anyway, what they're saying is that when he's interacting in the other films, he'll be PG-13.
Okay.
When he's in his own films, he'll be rated R.
I mean, they'll probably do something like they did with the last Deadpool, where they had the rated R version and then they cleaned it up into PG-13.
Yeah, but nobody saw it.
And nobody saw it.
Nobody cared.
That's why it won't be the same, sir. That's why it won't be the same.
Terrence, take us home.
All right, guys. It has been a while since we've been doing the podcast, and we'll blame that guy over there. But since we're back, make sure you subscribe as well as click the notification button so that way you'll know whenever we randomly decide to do a podcast. Also, too, we were talking about the fact that we don't make enough money on this channel. So make sure you go to our Patreon.
I'm still wearing our old shirt because I can't buy any of the new ones.
There you go. Make sure you go to our Patreon and give us anything from $1 on up. Anything is well welcomed and will be well received.
Lone Star card as well.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, if I can get that format on there, I will take your Lone Star payments and stuff like that, baby. What is it?
Oh, that's so awful.
This was like 2/3 of every dollar, something like that. I mean, I don't know what I'm talking about. And also, too, if you want to wear some merch.
I don't know about selling $50 for $20.
Make sure you go to our merch shop on Teespring. The link will be in the comments and in the description to the video.
Sorry, Eric, I love you.
That will definitely help us get more money as well.
For Aspen and Art, wherever the hell they're at, and Carla, hope she's healing from her broken foot.
Still here.
And double down over here on the couch on Manny.
Terrence.
And that was the goods.
Real quick, if you're still here, because we do these into the video little blooper things. If you're still here, look down. There's a link here for Patreon. If you guys like the show, please give us money. Give us money. We'll take a penny. We'll take a nickel. We'll take a dime. We'll take $1. We have some stuff on there that we're giving away on Patreon if you do contribute, because trust me, we need help. We need help. We want to buy new equipment, and we need an editor. Somebody who doesn't have to stay up in the middle of the night. Or they don't have to stay up in the middle, but I won't have to do it. So please, down patreon.com/thegoods. It's in the link. Please do it.